It's post-World War II, and Nazi leadership has either committed suicide or is in hiding. One man in particular had managed to vanish without a trace. Then one day, a woman states that she may have located him in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Israeli special forces have to decide if this potential lead is worth investigating or not, and the story is off and running. So, does Operation Finale deliver on the intensity and drama in a post-World War II spy thriller, or is our time better spent spinning the dreidel? Let's talk about it in this review. The overall premise of the film was enough to capture my attention. One of Hitler's top commanders has been on the run, and the Mossad is now chasing after him. Tell me more. The team has to use non-lethal means to extract him and get him out of South America and back to Israel to stand trial. This all sounds great. We've got Sir Ben Kingsley to play the Nazi, and we've got Oscar Isaac to play the Israeli Special Forces hero. Award season, look out! But then, the movie starts. Let's dive deeper. My biggest issue with this film is the runtime, and it just barely clocks in at over 2 hours, but to be honest, it does not need to be that long. The trailers lead us to believe that this film is about a team of agents sent to South America to extract Adolf Eichmann and bring him back to Israel to stand trial for his war crimes. And that's partially true. However, after watching this film, I realized that the heart of the story is actually about the two characters that Ben Kingsley and Oscar Isaac play. Oscar Isaac is playing the Israeli Special Forces soldier who is trying to deal with and come to terms with the death of a family member at the hand of Nazis during World War II. And this drives him to actually hunt down the remaining Nazis and kill them. And the other is Sir Ben Kingsley, who plays Adolf Eichmann, a man who has committed atrocities against humanity and is now trying to live out the last of his days with his family in Argentina. The issue of runtime arrives at about halfway into the movie when we see these two actors waxing poetic about the atrocities that Eichmann had done to so many people in Europe. That's when we discover that this film is actually about Oscar Isaac's character having to overcome his emotions to be able to complete his goal of extracting Eichmann and bringing him back to Israel. And at the same time, we see Kingsley's character's story running parallel to that of Oscar Isaac. He has to overcome being captured. Will he commit suicide? Will he be able to convince them to kill him? Or is he actually going to be extracted and flown back to Israel? So it's about in the middle of the film that we realize this entire movie is about what these two guys are going through and how we're going to get to the end of the story. So if any of the other characters don't really fit into that theme, then we can go ahead and cut some of those scenes or lessen those scenes to lessen the runtime. For example, at the beginning of the film, we have a lot of scenes with Eichmann's son, his love interest, these Nazi meetings. Now those moments build on those two characters, but again, in my opinion, I don't really think that all of the screen time we get for that was necessary because those scenes don't really do much to actually drive the main theme forward. Again, going back to Isaac and Kingsley's character. I don't need to see the story of his son because I didn't come to see the film about his son or the woman he becomes enamored with. Let's get back on topic and cut some of those scenes or just reduce the runtime of those scenes. Other than that, I thought the story moved at a pretty consistent pace, the tone was consistent, and the performances by both Isaac and Kingsley were done very well. The shaving scene in this film was probably the best scene in the movie for me. The way the lines were delivered by both actors, the carefully timed pauses, the looks on their faces, as well as the looks they gave each other. Brilliant. Like I said, that was probably the best scene in the film. Incredibly intense, and it's just two guys talking while one shaves the other. Great work. Plus the other actors in this movie do a good job of complementing the moments that are happening on screen. Nick Kroll does a great job of stepping up to the dramatic acting plate, and he even does a nice job of kind of complementing some scenes where he's able to provide some levity to increasingly tense situations that are happening as the story unfolds. Job well done. Operation Finale is playing at your local movie theater right now, and I thought this film was going to be a nice starter for awards season, and I was right. We get some incredible moments and some okay moments. I thought the actors all did a good job, and I thought the story was told well. Just cut or reduce the runtime from some of those scenes with the non-essential characters. If you get excited for the more human-centered, dramatic stories that begin hitting theaters in the fall, this is definitely going to be a nice appetizer for the cinematic feast that awaits us. And because of that, Operation Finale is getting at least one high five from this guy. Operation Finale is playing at your local movie theater right now. Check it out.